I don't know if it's picking it up or not.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
These are the gate on here is set pretty good. So I can hear it through my head. I can hear it out.
That's what I was doing that for.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know whether it's.
Yeah, I think because when I record audiobooks in here, I mean, I can hear the traffic going by, but then when I listen back to it, I don't hear it through the gate. Like
Right.
it doesn't pick up. So
Okay, good. If it does, I got a lead pipe we can deal with this.
Oh.
Yeah.
This episode of the All About Nothing podcast is brought to you by GOT Sound Studio. GOT Sound Studio offers a variety of experiences: music, voice and instrumental recording and production, video and still photography. GOT Sound Studio has all of your media needs met. Owned and operated by Dominique Stewart, the Neek the Geek, experienced artists as well as up-and-coming will find everything they need to create. Bring your media needs to one of the most talented producers and engineers in the business, Neek the Geek. You can find details by visiting gotsoundstudio.com or calling 803-243-2302. You can also find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com.
The All About Nothing podcast
may have content and language
that isn't appropriate for some.
Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, Nothingers, to another episode of the All About Nothing podcast. This is episode number 199, and today is Monday, April the 1st, so happy April Fool's Day.
April Fool.
I am Barrett Gruber.
I am Zach King.
And this is the All About Nothing podcast. So I don't really have a whole lot except for bumping into the microphone again. I don't have a whole lot of shout outs for this week, although by the time you're listening to this episode, Fireflies baseball starts literally a week from tomorrow. So April
2nd?
No. So
a week from April 2nd.
1st. Just trying to do the math of 7 days, 8. So the 9th, April 9th, I guess, because they start on Tuesday. Homestand, which will be fun. And if you're listening to this on April the 1st, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves for sweeping the Philadelphia Phillies in the season opener up there in Philly.
While we're on baseball, can we touch just for one moment? Gamecocks swept number 3 Vanderbilt.
I saw that.
8-4, 8-3, 10-2.
And the Sweet 16, of course, starts on Friday.
Yeah.
But so far in the March Madness, the whole championship tournament, Carolina girls, women, have
juggernauts.
Yeah, have they? They haven't allowed 40 points from either of the opponents they played.
No, they I think they put the stat up and it's something like they scored like 200 something points combined or something.
Yeah, to like 80 something points combined.
Yeah.
People
ridiculous. Kept saying the UNC girls team was really good, and I had watched them
slaughtered.
They did. Like, that doesn't look good because I watched them play Duke. The UNC women's played Duke,
right?
And it didn't look. Maybe I'm just spoiled by Don Staley's teams.
Well, it could be.
It didn't look like two good teams going at it. I don't know. The USC, the fake one, Southern California, UCLA, and South Carolina, LSU, and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Those are the teams that you want to see. And I think there's a potential that Iowa can play LSU.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, according to the trademark, I think South Carolina is USC. Southern California is Southern California.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. But then the right to use the USC on clothing.
Well, that's with South Carolina now.
Yeah, South Carolina now can do it again. They couldn't for a minute. But here's the the trade of it or whatever. South Carolina was a institution before California was a state.
Yeah.
So it's 1801 versus whenever California was.
Yeah. No, you're right. That is absolutely true. That's like why Georgia Tech will hold more national championships than South Carolina and Clemson.
I don't care.
In football.
What you done for me lately?
Please subscribe to the show, share the show, as that's how we get new listeners. Also, if you can, please consider supporting the show financially by visiting our website and clicking on the support link. If you can't, please drop a review, hit the 5 stars, give us a thumbs up, or leave a comment. All of those things help us drive up the show in the queue and whatnot, so that it gets noticed. I guess so. The first thing I want to start out with is a week from today, on April 8th, is the next big solar eclipse that is going to be moving across the United States. So the first one, the first one most recently that was a total solar eclipse, went from Washington to off the coast of South Carolina. That was in August of 2017.
17 or 16, 17 or 16.
I think it was 17.
It was very cool.
It was cool. This one is provoking some evangelical response. I want to read a couple of things.
Well, for not for nothing, it does make you feel immensely small.
Sure. Well, and everything. I would like for everything to make me feel small. I'd like when you walk in the door for it to make me feel small. It doesn't.
Maybe one day.
It doesn't.
When I start getting jacked.
So I look forward to acknowledging your jack.
I come in here looking like John Cena.
Oh, John Cena. What a great guy.
Over 600 Make-A-Wishes.
Granted. Yeah. He holds
That's incredible.
He holds the world record for the number of Make-A-Wishes. And like I saw something where someone told him that he had done more Make-A-Wishes than anyone else
ever. Yeah, he set the world record for it.
Yeah.
But even when you're like, so someone had 600 and he just went above it, like, why wouldn't you though? If you were that famous, dude, I would be late to my paid thing to make a wish, dude.
But when they told him, and I guess it was a surprise to him, his response was basically, "Huh?
Who's counting?"
Well, it was like, "Huh? Well, I'm hoping more children ask for me for Make a Wish." So it was. He's such a nice guy. So this. This is, I went out and researched some of the evangelical sites that are proselytizing what this new eclipse is going to be. And almost all of the websites that I read and articles on some of these Christian websites, which, by the way, totally have messed up my algorithm.
God.
Luke chapter 21, verse 25. You know this one, Zach. There will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and on the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. They're using that quote out of the Bible, out of context, basically trying to give this idea that this is planned, that this eclipse, and by the way, the eclipse, as long as we've understood gravity and the rotation of the earth and the revolution of the moon and how we move around the sun, like, and for century, like we've known, we can map out when eclipses are going to occur, where they're going to occur, and like what spans of land they're going, and even the sea, whatever, these eclipses are going to be on, like where they're going to be visible from.
Thank you, science.
Yeah. April 8th, 2024, so a week from today, from Mexico to Maine. So the next eclipse like this in the United States, it won't occur again until the 2040s. You know why? You know how we know that?
Math.
Science, yeah. So you could, I don't know what this means, what I wrote out here. You could see the April 8th eclipse by a sign of the second. Oh, sorry. Some of people are apparently evangelicals, including some that I know pretty closely, believe that this is the first sign of the potential coming of Jesus, and that we should all be getting prepared now. And in some places in the United States where they are getting prepared, apparently it is creating a serious issue with grocery stores being able to stay in stock on things like bread and water and eggs, and
sword mouth Jesus is coming, and if you are not ready with milk and bread, you are done for.
A lot of French toast going to be cooked during the 4 minutes that this sun is going to be blocked out by the moon.
Oh man, we need to buy stock in bread and milk, man. Like, just like, and then get out there and proselytize that, like, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Just like the guy, I can't remember his name now, but he always like prophesies that it's the end of the world and gets people to like give away their stuff and come to their bunker.
Is it Billy Graham?
No,
or-
it's like, gosh, I think we'll have to look at his name.
Roberts, John Roberts, the guy that's on that was on the TBN.
It might have been him.
I don't know.
But then he's always wrong. And so he's like, I numbered wrong.
See,
like
that's what I'm curious about. What is it going to take? How many times is it going to with these evangelical events and things like that? How many times is it going to take for them to be wrong about what isn't coming before people go, you know what? I put a lot of faith in it, and put your faith in it. I don't have any issue with that. But to drive capitalism specifically on this idea that the end times are coming, so you need to stock up on all your food prep and your what are the preppers?
Yeah,
doomsday preppers,
cellular fallout shelters. I suggest any Christian out there read your Bible. I know it'll be weird. But the Bible even says no man shall know the date nor time of the end of the world.
That's true.
It's in there. So why would you believe these people who say that they know?
Yeah.
They have figured it out.
It's a weird scenario. So the last time that we had two eclipses creating an X marks the spot that occurred first on June 16th, 1806, and then the second one on September 17th, 1811. So 5 years, 5 months apart and some change. The intersection occurred over the Madrid Fault area between Cairo, Illinois. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or maybe if you're in Southern Illinois, you pronounce it Cairo.
Is it Cairo?
Yeah, it's Cairo. And New Madrid, Missouri. So just 3 months after the second eclipse on December 16th, 1811, a series of devastating earthquakes struck the New Madrid fault line. It was felt as far away as New York City, Boston, Montreal, and Washington, D.C. President James Madison and his wife Dolly actually noted that they felt the earthquake when it occurred. It was a series of earthquakes that occurred in their diaries, and that information is public because of the fact that a president can't take away some of the things that when they leave office. It's always sort of just been understood. But anyway. So based on the damage that was assessed, it's believed that the three of the largest quakes, and there were something on record like of 2,000 quakes varying in sizes, but the three largest are believed to have been the largest quakes in U.S. history, and these were what they were. So including December 16th, 1811, a magnitude 8.1, and New Madrid, Missouri, by the way, is middle of the country. Like you wouldn't think that there's a fault line there, but there is actually an active fault line, and you can look at some of the USGS maps and things like that. They get little quakes almost all the time. It's almost like here in South Carolina.
Yeah,
we had an earthquake this morning.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a 2.2.
I've only ever felt one that I was kind of like, yo.
Oh, I've only, out of all of these earthquakes that have been occurring that are occurring in Elgin, there was only one.
It's always Elgin.
Yeah, there was only one that I felt here, and it was the weirdest experience. It's the only earthquake that I've ever felt or recognized.
It does send your like internal compass kind of spinning.
Well, we were all sitting downstairs, and it was like afternoon or whatever, and all of a sudden, like it sounded like there was a rumbling that was far off in the distance, and then it like almost like an airplane, but it was rumbling in the distance, and it got closer, and then it clearly went under us and went behind us. And like one of our friends was visiting, the one that made all the cookies for my birthday.
Yeah.
Lauren, she was visiting us with her daughter, and when it passed through us, Lauren and I were both like, I felt it coming and going.
Really?
We both recognized it. The only other time that I experienced an earthquake was one that actually happened over in Edgefield. That was like a 3.0 or something or a 3. It was a 3 magnitude something. But I was mowing the yard, and I heard over the sound of the lawnmower and over the sound of my earbuds listening to music or a podcast or whatever, I heard the sound of what it sounded like an airplane. And when I heard it, I initially thought that's really weird. I've nenever heard an airplane over me, one, mowing the yard, and two, noise canceling headphones. And because I
They
literally
went through you and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I literally looked up and was like, I don't see an airplane. It must be on the other side of the house. 5 minutes later, my neighbor walks out and he says, "Did you feel the earthquake?" And I said, "Was that what that was?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was an earthquake. It was over in Edgefield. It was a whatever size earthquake it was." But he said he was like, "Yeah, we all felt it here." I was like, I thought it was an airplane. Like I thought an airplane had flown over real low. I just didn't see it.
What's funny, it was years ago when that big one hit Elgin, and I felt it in Chapin, White Rock. It felt like, because I heard it, and it sounded like, to me, like a dryer going crazy for a minute with shoes in it.
Oh,
like a rumble, kind of like that. That's what I assumed it was. It was strange enough for me to stand up, but then I felt it, and it kind of just made my legs feel like Jello for a minute.
Interesting.
Like it felt like someone kind of had a carpet kind of just half an inch doing that for a second.
By the way, you do smell good.
Oh, thank you.
What is that? Is that like Axe spray or is it like a cologne?
Axe? No, it's Polo.
Do
Black.
people not wear Axe anymore?
Polo Black? No, I have no problem.
Polo Black.
Never had a problem with Axe. If it smells good, it smells good.
That's right. So December 16th, 1811, magnitude 8.1. Then January 23rd, 1812, there's an estimated 7.8. And then
these are signs of Christ.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third on February 7th, 1812, was estimated to be as high as an 8.8 magnitude, which like I want to say a 9.0 is what hit Japan that knocked out the Fukushima that created the wave, the tsunami.
The biggest one ever was in San Francisco here, wasn't it? The one that like caused San Francisco to like catch on fire.
No,
and then there was one in Charleston that was really big. But
an 8.9, according to that, what I read, an 8.8 magnitude is the largest experience, and maybe that's continental United States or whatever. But
interesting.
Yeah, so it's even said that the Mississippi ran backwards for several hours after these earthquakes.
No way, really?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
I'm not a geologist, so
for the Mississippi to go backwards, was it just from the point of the earthquake? It sent ripples
one way and it had to come back.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
I feel like that's probably
like a tsunami within the Mississippi River.
Yeah, because there's no video footage of it. It was in 1812.
There's one guy. Yeah, here we go.
Unless there's a time traveler.
Yeah.
According to some evangelicals, what is coming on April 8th, 2024, is a sign from God. And what is that sign? Like I said, capitalism, capitalism, capitalism. So this religious involved in what is an awe-inspiring event that was predicated for more than 100 years based on, I feel like I wrote this, but now reading it, I'm like, who wrote this? So based on the growing knowledge of our astronomical bodies, gravity and movement, like I was saying before, has inspired millions apparently to prepare for what they believe is going to be an upheaval of our current society. Grocery stores, building supplies stores, and more are seeing a huge influx of sales that mostly to doomsday prepping. Millions are planning to be in the path of this total solar eclipse, as well as many are planning to be in the area bordering the southeastern Missouri, western Kentucky, and southern Illinois, where the path of the 2017 eclipse and this year's eclipse are going to cross, because I guess they got PTO time to burn.
Good Lord.
Yeah, the totality inside the path is expected to be nearly 4 minutes of darkness. So less than 1% of the entire day. So if Jesus is coming back, at what point during the eclipse is he coming back? Or is it like, is he come when it ends? Is he like the fireworks spectacular at the end of the show?
Well, and make no bones about it. Say this load of horse manure was even remotely true.
Right.
He is instantly, by the people who are waiting for him to come back, is going to be called a libtard.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. If Jesus were here today, he would be a political figure. Maybe not by choice.
Maybe we should help people. They're like, as long as they pay.
That's right. That is ultimately the mentality of a lot of these evangelical Christian conservatives.
Jesus is a commie.
He's a socialist.
God.
And he is. Jesus Christ was a socialist. If if he existed, and I'll be honest, I hope he did. I really do hope that there was an individual that was out there really fighting for the poor, really fighting for the sick, trying to get, the governments to not be the Romans or the established Judea, what will eventually become, or I guess what eventually becomes the modern day Israel and Judaism that we have. But I would like to think that, it would be really great if there was a Jesus Christ that did all of the things that they said he did. I mean, you take away the fantasy part of it and the mythology and the stuff that makes
the Nephilim and the giants.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings stuff.
People go like, people can literally not be 9-10 feet tall. They're like, giants are right here.
Well, so I'm not saying that. So taking away the Bible part of that, there has been documented evidence of I think it's in the Southwest of mounds that were excavated that did have individuals that were taller, like in the 7.5 to 8 feet. And
there's claims of it.
Yeah, okay, that's true. There are claims of it. I've not
We've
seen
all
the
seen
evidence.
the Y-Files. They bring you into it and they talk about these giants,
Such a good program. Go check out the Y-Files on YouTube.
It is.
It's really good.
But then they tell you at the end, like, well,
He breaks it down.
There's no evidence of it. And the people who believe in it go like, well, the Smithsonian is one that is locking it down, like
right
in a big wooden box where the Ark of the Covenant is stored in Indiana Jones. Like, that's insane. So, what do we always say that bold claims take bold evidence?
Yeah, they require bold evidence.
Extraordinary claims, extraordinary evidence. So
that's what's coming next week. So depending, I guess, on what it is that you believe, it's either the end times. Or
it's going to be a Tuesday.
Is it a Tuesday or Monday?
It's going to be a normal weekday for you.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I think it's going to happen around 3:00 here. Mm-hmm. Like, and in total, I think it's going to take something like 25-30 minutes for it to start getting dark, and then here we're going to have like 90-something% of it, the sun blocked out by the moon. And then it'll move on. But in total, it's going to take something like 30 minutes for the entire thing to take place, which is a bit longer than what we had back in 2017.
Does that have anything to do with the solar flares coming, where we're supposed to be able to see like Aurora Borealis here?
So that was Monday night. So that was this past Monday.
That was already happened?
Yeah, it's already happened.
Wow, Facebook is slow.
That's very, very true.
I was like, no way.
So I don't want to put us on a downer. But I did want to mention Richard Lewis passed away on February 27th, and hopefully everyone listening, who Richard Lewis is. Comedian. He was on the Tonight Show a bunch of times. He had television shows and movies. I think one of my favorite movies that he did was Mel Brooks's Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights. That was enjoyable.
I feel so bad that
Are you having a hard time remembering who Richard Lewis is?
I am, but if he was in Men in Tights, I know exactly. So
he was Prince John.
Are you gonna Prince John?
Yeah, he was Prince John. King Richard, his brother is Prince John.
He was the one wanting to get Robin Hood killed in Men in Tights.
He was, so in the way that Mel Brooks wrote Men in Tights, it was sort of like Prince John was sort of just a lackey for the sheriff, maybe. The sheriff of Rottingham, that was played by
he was the bad guy.
Yeah, well, he wasn't a good guy. He was just sort of
Isn't he the one that what's her name, the witch wanted him real bad?
No, the witch wanted the sheriff.
Was it the sheriff?
Yeah, it was the sheriff that he wanted. Yeah. There was but yeah, so
no, he was hysterical. You're exactly this man was a legend for sure.
So apparently and I'll play this here in a second, but he had late onset Parkinson's disease. He passed away on February 27th. He was born June 29th, 1947. And like I said, tremendous. I've always enjoyed seeing Richard Lewis in whatever he appeared on, whether it was on Conan, and he was on Conan pretty frequently. Mm-hmm. I did see him on the Tonight Show with Leno several times, and he was one of those guests that was just sort of a good go-to guest and always did well.
He was so funny.
Yeah. So this actually came out a little bit before his passing, right after they had wrapped up this last final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Which if you're not watching Curb Your Enthusiasm this season, it's fantastic. It is fantastic.
I've only seen clips, and I love Larry David's. Just the clips of what I've seen.
It's on Plex.
I'll check it.
Yeah, you gotta check that out. All right, here's this was a video that Richard Lewis actually did shortly before his passing.
Lewis, how you doing? Hey, listen, I just wrapped a couple of weeks ago season 12 of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it was just an amazing season, and I'm so grateful to be part of that show. But in the last 3.5 years, I've had sort of a rocky time, and people said, "Gee, I haven't heard from you, and are you still touring?" Well, here's really what happened. 3.5 years ago, I was in the middle of a tour, and then I finally ended it with a show. I said, I'm at the top of my game. After 50 years almost, I'm going to just call it quits. And I felt great about that. And then, out of the blue, the shit hit the fan. I had 4 surgeries, back to back to back to back.
That's rough.
It was incredible. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was bad luck, but it's life. I had a back surgery, then I had a shoulder surgery, then I had a shoulder replacement surgery, and then I had, what was the other thing I had? Oh, I had a hip replacement. So, there was months where I was just focusing on PT like I am now. And on top of all of that, 2 years ago, I started walking a little stiffly. I was shuffling my feet, and I went to a neurologist, and they gave me a brain scan, and I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and that was about 2 years ago. But luckily, I got it late in life, and they say you progress very slowly, if at all, and I'm on the right meds, so I'm cool. So I guess I just wanted you to know that that's where it's been at. I'm finished with stand-up. I'm just focusing on writing and acting. I have Parkinson's disease, but I'm under a doctor's care, and everything is cool, and I love my wife. I love my little puppy dog, and I love all of my friends and my fans, and now you know where it's been at the last 3.5 years. God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah, it does. But it sort of just, it acts as a reminder that Parkinson's disease is one of those things that anybody can get, and it really has the fact that we haven't found a cure for it. I did an episode with Dr. George Ackerman, who is the son of Sharon Riff Ackerman, who he created a website for as a memorial, and has sort of built it into a base of information. He does podcast interviews with people that he puts on there. He talks with a lot of people. This past weekend, he was at the Michael J. Fox Foundation, where he got to meet Michael J. Fox again. I think there were other cast and crew that were there from Back to the Future and some of the other stuff that Michael J. Fox had done.
My God, Marty.
That almost sounded like a not Christopher Lloyd, but potentially The Godfather.
Marlon Brando?
Not Marlon Brando, but his son that became Godfather.
Sonny? Pacino.
Pacino,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you, Marty. Oh.
If Pacino played Doc Brown, that would have been fantastic. All right.
Oh, we gotta go back in time.
Ooh, Marty.
Yeah.
Hoo-ha.
Marty. Hoo-ha.
All right.
We're getting my Yugo.
I think one of the things I love out of the Avengers Endgame is when they're discussing time travel and whatnot, and
it's not like, so all the movies are bullshit.
Yeah, and Rhodey's like, that's exactly how it works. Back to the Future, Star Trek 4. Paul Rudd's like, hot tub time machine, and they're going through it. And Hulk, Banner's like, well, that's not how it works, because if you go back in time, then you going back in time is your future.
Yeah.
And your future is now your past.
Yeah. And they're like, so all the movies are bull. It was Ant-Man. Yeah. Paul Rudd. All the movies are bullshit.
All right, we'll go back into. All right, here we go.
Yeah, we just ended with the
Marty. We ended with Pacino.
Yeah.
As Doc Brown. I'd watch that.
Marty, I fell off of a toilet seat.
I did a thing. It was one of these things. I don't know. Somebody posted on their Facebook a meme that said, what was the number one movie on your 7th birthday? So I did that. Guess what movie was the number one movie on my 7th birthday?
Back to the Future 2?
Back to the Future 1.
Was that when it came out?
86.
Oh, you were born in 79.
Yeah.
I was like, Christ.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. So Back to the Future was the number one movie. And what's crazy is that, so the amount of money, like it gave you I guess as of March 17th, 1986, it had like the gross for that weekend. How much do you think that it grossed? You don't have to look it up.
I'm not going to look it up. I just want to know what the top movie when I was my 7th birthday.
How much would you think that Back to the Future grossed on my birthday weekend?
In 1987?
86.
600,000?
Oh, you're not that far off. Actually, it was 130,000 though. Like it was in the hundreds of thousands. Where Ghostbusters opening last weekend apparently pushed the Ghostbusters franchise over the $1 billion mark. Like,
wow,
it's insane. So what movie was number one on your 7th birthday?
Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide. That was who was in Crimson Tide? That was
Die Hard with a Vengeance was number 2. How is that not number 1?
Holy crap. Die Hard with a Vengeance was
May 1995.
95?
You said 7th birthday.
Yeah, 7th birthday. No, you're right. Damn.
What was Crimson Tide?
Crimson Tide. I can picture the poster in my head. I can really picture the poster in my head.
It's a submarine movie. I remember.
Yeah.
It was the Denzel Washington submarine
That's
movie.
what I thought. I thought it was Denzel Washington.
I've seen it 100 times. I forgot about that.
It was a good movie. Yeah. By the way, what's his name? Is it Farrow? What's the black comedian's name? Jay Farrow.
Jay Farrow, yeah.
Jay Farrow does the greatest Denzel. He does fantastic imitations of lots of people, but does the best Denzel Washington I've ever seen.
So does the dude Wilson from New Girl.
Yes, I've seen that. Yep, I've seen that too.
It was him, Zach Levy, and another guy I didn't know, and they were doing one was what the dude plays Wilson was doing Denzel. Zach Levy was doing Christopher Walken. And I can't remember who the other guy was, but it was just a 3-way conversation about having to wait in the fast pass line. I think it was Schwarzenegger.
I think I was watching the Bad Friends podcast, and I think they had somebody on, but they were all doing Christopher Walken impressions. Yeah. Of like, so
do you have one?
No. Do I have a Christopher Walken impression? I mean, yeah, but I tend to go to the things that he's done before. So it's me doing an imitation of him acting. So like 2 mice were in a barrel, and there was milk in the barrel. Yeah, what was that from? That was from the Catch Me If You Can.
Your dad gave me his pocket knife in my ass.
But I can't usually do a Christopher Walken impression where like it's an improv on like a situation. So like Christopher Walken at the grocery store. You're out of eggs. I can't find any eggs.
Look how
all of the eggs that are here are broken.
Wow. The eggs. They're huge. This chicken must have been a monster.
But no, I do a terrible Christopher Walken impression.
It wasn't so bad.
This, I guess, if you're listening now, you probably already know this, but Donald Trump has created a new grift. And this is to join.
Tale as old as time, though, isn't it?
Yeah. This is to join his latest grifts. Trump 45 sneakers. You can buy those for like $400. We talked about them with Leroy a couple weeks ago. Someone apparently found the sneakers that they are purchasing to then paint with the American flag and the T and whatnot on it. They are available on Temu for $19.99.
So they're getting. Don't worry, these shoes come from China. We're to do a bunch. Don Jr. sniffing the paint and painting them gold for you.
There's no way that he'd let that guy near a supply of paint.
It's exactly the only place he's like, Dad, if I can huff this paint, I will paint these shoes.
So the latest thing, which actually dropped yesterday. So we record, of course, on Wednesdays. The latest thing that Donald Trump, he dropped this on Tuesday, yesterday. The God Bless America Bible for $59.99. It's a $60 Bible.
Oh my God, does it come with a highlighter and a pen?
I don't want anyone to think that this is an endorsement of this Bible, because this is the last place you'd get that from. But I do want to play the audio from him hawking these Bibles.
This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our founding father documents. Yes, the Constitution.
Nope.
Which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard, to keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible. And it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul. Many of you
You don't have to read it, just have it.
The liberties and rights you have as Americans and how you are being threatened to lose those rights. It's happening all the time. It's a very sad thing that's going on in our country, but we're going to get it turned around.
Yes, those persecuted
Religion
Christians.
and Christianity are the biggest things missing from this country.
Ooh.
And I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. That's why our country is going haywire. We've lost religion in our country.
I don't know about the rest of the world, but you can't go 10 feet around here without seeing a fucking church. And every new building they're building is a church.
That has got to be the weirdest infomercial I've ever seen.
It's just dumb and it's wrong. And if that Bible does not replace Jesus with the name Trump every time, I don't know what he's in it for.
Yeah, here's the thing. So, like, I've watched a bunch of TikTok lives lately where people are talking about this today, mostly talking about this Bible and things like that. And I don't normally go and read the comments on things. Like I feel like I probably should more often than I do. But I did go into the comments on one video or one live, or I was watching the comments, and one person asked, is this his greatest grift? And I saw someone comment that no, his greatest grift was probably his son's, which I don't think they understood the assignment on that one.
Well, let me put it this way: if you can't get the Bible into the Constitution, damn it, he got the Constitution into the Bible, right?
Yeah. So those
can we just read the First Amendment real quick?
Yeah. Well, while you're pulling that up, I'll just say so. It has a printed chorus. The Bible comes, and I'm not sure if these are just inserts that are folded into it, but it comes with a printed chorus of Lee Greenwood's "God Bless the USA." The Bill of Rights is in there, with the Constitution, of course, being the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance. So take it away, Zach.
I don't know. Okay, here's the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That's just the very first line.
Yeah.
The next part is about freedom of speech.
Right.
So what is is he going to make a theocracy? Because people go like, our founding fathers, the Constitution was written about Christian values. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah. In fact, the United States was so against the idea that having a religious overtone to the government. One of the things that Thomas Jefferson did was he actually wrote the Thomas Jefferson Bible, or the Jeffersonian Bible, which basically is just an elimination of any of the magic, right? Anything spiritual magic stuff.
Yeah, any like hyperbolic things that happened. He took out any miracles. He took out anything that is not natural,
right? And
left any good, just genuine old proverbs and stuff. No healings, no resurrections, none of that. He literally like took scissors to the Bible and cut it out and then redid it wrote it with what was left.
But you know what he didn't do? He didn't market it and sell it for $60 a publication.
No, matter of fact, he's selling something for $60. It's in a nightstand at every hotel, or at least it used to be.
It is. Yeah. The who are the people that go around putting the Gideons?
Yeah, it's the Gideon Bible.
If you stay in a hotel, so spring's coming up, summer's coming up, some people are going on spring vacation, things like that.
Need rolling paper.
If you are in a hotel and there is a Bible in your hotel drawer, understand this: your hotel did not put that there. That Bible was placed there by one of a group of people called the Gideons. They put those Gideon Bibles in the hotels. I hope I'm saying that right.
It is Gideon.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, is like even him mentioning like in so many words, the persecution of Christianity, how it's missing. That is the most absurd thing ever. You can't go anywhere without hearing it. Businesses
100%. That
is embedded in their code. And yeah, being kind and stuff, fine if that's what you're going for, but don't tell me you're being persecuted. And especially when someone goes up, like, because I've heard it before, man, atheists, all they do is tell you about how they're atheist. Really?
No, they don't.
Are we knocking on your doors to tell you about it? Or are we passing out flyers? Are we putting it on flags? Is that how it goes? It's just Christianity doesn't respect anything else because you believe yours is right. You're allowed to believe yours is right, but you put it on everyone else. And that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
He don't believe that. He don't believe any of that.
No, in fact, I did comment on one of the TikTok videos that I watched, and basically somebody, oh, I know what it was. Somebody asked, has raise a show of hands, how many of you all think that he's ever opened a Bible? So my comment was the little emoji of the guy raising his hand, and I said, yeah, but totally by mistake.
I swear on a whole stack of Bibles.
There's no way. So yeah, also Donald Trump, of course, this week, Teflon Don was able to somehow get a appeals court judge to reduce his fine from $475 million or whatever he had to put up for his bond so that he could file an appeal down to $175 million, and then also push the due date out another 10 days.
And that was all like because he overvalued his property.
Yeah, this is overevaluation on his property, as well as he had to put up a $95 million or $90 million for the Eugene Carroll case that he's appealing. Eugene E. Carroll or whatever. She is the woman that was that a jury found that Donald Trump was liable for sexual assault against the woman. Now, I get that some people are going to define sexual assault in different ways.
Well, a jury of your peers decided he was
liable, that he did do what she said that he did.
So he sexually assaulted this woman.
Correct.
He's just appealing it.
Correct.
Sexual criminal.
Yes, correct. He should be on a list. He should have to have a sign in front of his house.
Go knock on all those apartment doors.
Yeah. That sounds appropriate.
My name's Donald Trump. We don't want your Bible. It's here because I'm a diddler.
That would be the correct name for what it is that he does.
Yes.
I agree. But yeah, so that's been reduced. But we do have a court date on, I believe it's on the hush money trial, which is going to be April 15th. So we're about 2 weeks away from that. That is not going to go his way. But just understand, there is going to be a former president on trial for a federal crime.
Don't you mean future president?
I don't. I don't want to.
It's still a real possibility that none of that matters, and people are going to vote and put him at least that we're going to be watching like, oh God, no, please not be him. Like, it's still possible.
Yeah, it is entirely possible. In fact, Leroy actually sent me a text message just a little bit ago of a meme. It says, I'm gonna let you read it so that in Trump, because I think that's pretty entertaining.
Buy my Bible to help me pay the lawyers for the porn star case where I had an affair while my wife was pregnant. Some say the most pregnant any wife has ever been. My Bible is in a faux leather case. No gold stitching. I think you can read it even if you're blind. It's really deeply engraved.
I'll tell you what, if that came in, like if there was a notebook inside, like a lined notebook paper, I'd buy that. I would potentially. I thought it was nice. It was a nice looking book.
I'd only buy it if I could get close enough to shuck it at him, just like the shoe at George Bush Jr. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
When he was actually in Iraq, and one of the reporters or one of the people in the news conference took off his shoe and threw it at him, which apparently is a tremendous sign of disrespect in Arab nations.
And Trump does not have the ducking reflex that old Wiley.
Oh no, that guy's taking it right in the face.
He threw a shoe at me. Oh shit! Didn't he get 2 off at him? Was it just
yeah?
one
It was
or two?
2. It was 2. It was 2. Well, you got to remember,
the Rangers caught him.
George W. Bush. He was the president of the Texas Rangers for a little while, and he's one of the only presidents that I've actually ever seen throw out a first pitch that was potentially unhittable. I take that back. Most of the presidents that I've seen throw out first pitches, all of those pitches are unhittable.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Wait, you said Bush's was unhittable? I thought he threw a pretty good ace.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was on the good side.
Yeah.
Versus other presidents that have thrown out first pitches that have, skipped in or whatever.
Trump would look like one of those cats, those Asian cats that you see with the arm that flicks and just goes. He stands there like,
78-year-old Trump. Yeah, I'd give that to him. But I will remind people he did play baseball when he was in high school. And I know that because
back when only white people could play.
It was not far off. I mean, well, black people could play in baseball as well. They're
not playing with us.
Segregated. That was.
I got a 35-mile-an-hour fastball.
Oh my Lord! Yeah.
It's a changeup, but it was an accident.
That's not even a changeup. That's a.
You throw a ball. You play ball like a girl.
A 35. I can't imagine a 35-mile-an-hour pitch getting over the plate.
Oh sure it can. I got long arms. It just drops. Sinker.
Yeah. 35-mile-an-hour fastball has a top. What is it called? The parabola.
Yeah.
It's
this long.
It's the bell curve on that one is way high.
I actually threw it up.
I aired it. So, speaking of baseball, Shohei Ohtani is in the news.
But why?
Yeah. This is these notes I did write out, so I know they're mine. $4.5 million was wired to a Las Vegas bookie out of Shohei Ohtani's bank account. Now, the fact that his bank account had one account, or it was one account with more than enough money to cover a $4.5 million, that's crazy to me.
Who's giving out banking information too? Like ESPN found like his account said, and I'm like, how do you get someone's account?
That's a good question.
That seems dirty. That's almost like PHI.
Yeah. That it's weird. So Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, best friend, /best friend, just stole millions of dollars from him to pay off some illegal gambling debts. So here's the timeline. March 20th, it was a huge shock when Epi was suddenly fired for stealing millions of dollars from his boss and best friend. Now, the day before that, the interpreter, Ohtani's interpreter, Epi, had given a lengthy interview where he claimed Ohtani had willingly loaned him the $4.5 million to help him pay off his gambling debts. Epi had come clean to his friend about his gambling addiction, and Ohtani just wanted to help him out. So that's why Ohtani's name was on multiple wire transfers to illegal bookie Matthew Boyer, who is currently under federal investigation. So apparently this whole interview was corroborated by Ohtani's spokesman, and then the next day, the two were seen together in the dugout during the Dodgers game, just as business as usual.
You have to strike out.
However, soon after the game, Ohtani's lawyers disavowed Epi's statement that Ohtani had willingly transferred him the money and accused Epi of theft. Epi then gets fired. So it's not illegal for Major League Baseball players to gamble on any other sports. It is illegal to gamble in California. So we don't know what Epi potentially gambled on. We don't know, but we do know it was done in California because he was gambling to a bookie in Las Vegas while they were in California.
Let me ask you this. Let's say he's guilty. Shohei did do it. They find the red tape. They find it all. $700 million from the Dodgers to Shohei to sign with the Dodgers and play.
Right.
Is that null and void? Do they do anything?
I suspect that there is probably a clause in his contract, like a behavioral or some sort of clause, like the same sort of situation that that there have been other players, not necessarily with gambling, but like
You Pete Rose him.
Ozuno.
You have to Pete Rose. You have to Pete Rose him.
I was gonna bring that up. If Ohtani did knowingly wire the money for gambling debts, even if it was to help out his struggling friend, it would be against the law and against Major League Baseball rules. Currently, the Major League Baseball is investigating Ohtani. Ohtani has doubled down on this idea that he knew nothing about the gambling and that Ippy had stolen the money from him, even though prior, days before that, Ohtani sat with him in the dugout after the news had already broken. And so it's weird. All this to say, if the investigation turns out that Ohtani was involved in this by means of either gifting the $4.5 million to his friend to help pay off his debts and didn't claim the gift appropriately, or that Ohtani was gambling himself, which apparently there are rumors that Ohtani has had a history of sports betting, then either one, Ohtani receives a lifetime ban from Major League Baseball, which will likely cost Los Angeles quite a bit of money because I believe that there is a guarantee in his contract for a certain value. Or two, Ohtani stays in the league and plays, but Pete Rose is immediately reinstated and the lifetime ban lifted and is immediately allowed to be voted on when the Hall of Fame voting comes around again later this year.
Do the Dodgers have that kind of pool?
Yes.
Do the LA Dodgers have that kind of pool?
I think they do.
It's so freaking double standard, hypocritical nonsense. Because if this was anybody else, they'd be done.
Oh yeah.
If Freddie did it, if this was Freddie, done, right?
If Freddie Freeman were accused, or an investigation were to have found that he was betting on sports, he absolutely would be out of the league. Lifetime ban would be placed on him, and that would be it.
Mookie Betts, same thing. They
Same
wouldn't
thing.
even do. It's Shohei Ohtani. They did the biggest deal you've ever had for $700 million.
Which I still don't understand. Why do you put $700 million into a guy that literally can only hit? I get that he can hit every single game, but that's the only thing he can do.
It wasn't you who sent me the video too of they're talking about him throwing the Braves game, where like
No, it wasn't me.
It's when they played us and we just knocked home runs on his ass like all the time. It struck him out too.
Interesting.
And they were saying that was a thrown game.
I did see him strike out playing the Braves, but
Like more than once, and we got more than one homer on him.
yeah, I do remember we played pretty well against him.
Yeah. And it did seem suspicious, but the man's not the Terminator. He's not gonna be on every game.
No, and
he's just good. If he was that good, he would have taken the Angels somewhere. I mean, they had Mike Trout too. So.
well, they keep calling him a unicorn. Like we've never seen a guy that's as good as pitching and as good at hitting as him. And I'd like to remind everybody, Babe Ruth was a pitcher until they found out he could hit, and so they put him either at first base or they put him in the outfield so that he could be in the lineup every day.
Not for nothing, as a little lower class, it's college ball, but Michael Roth could pitch and hit.
That's true.
There's dudes out here who can do this stuff.
That's true.
It's just Shohei Ohtani keeps a good average on both sides of the field. And I wouldn't dog my reputation on it, and hopefully there is verbiage like you were mentioning that you can redo that contract. If he's implicitly cheating, he doesn't get to keep it, right? You're not obligated anymore.
Right.
He broke the fundamental rules of the MLB.
Right. Correct.
I don't know. And I just feel like they're going to be like, well, maybe. But then if they do allow him to play, even if he's found guilty, guess what? Then Pete Rose does, just like you said.
I think Pete Rose should be reinstated anyway because
he bet on his team to win.
Well, And did he?
Mhm.
See, I don't even know the details of like who he bet on or what he bet on. It was just that.
Oh, he did the physical version of what he does. Every baseball player, you bet on yourself. He bet on his team. From what I understand, if I'm wrong, tweet at me at Carolina King 21.
I for some reason I think that he didn't bet on any of the games that he was involved in, but that again, that could be wrong. Please, we'll have to look.
It wasn't as egregious as betting on your team to lose and throwing the game. He's not the White Sox of age.
Yeah. I don't think I don't believe that he did any of that. So
can we mention this too? Just while we're on the top, grits.
Okay. So
are you a fan of grits first?
I do like grits.
I don't.
You don't like grits at all?
It's disgusting.
Really? What is it about grits you don't like?
The wet cardboard consistency of it.
Somebody is not making it right.
That's what everyone says. Same thing with coleslaw. Coleslaw is gross.
See, there are coleslaws I like. When we went to KFC, I gave serious consideration to getting a side of coleslaw because KFC does the coleslaw that Chick-fil-A used to do, which is the only reason I like it is because it has that coleslaw flavor, but they also add a lot of sugar to it.
Well, so here's the thing,
puts it way over the top.
Fireflies are going to become the grits during certain games.
1 week. It's
just 1 week?
Yeah, it's just 1 week.
So 1 week. During that week, I don't like grits, but the grit dishes that they put out with like barbecue on it and stuff, I was pretty amazed.
I am excited because those menu options are actually going to be available throughout the entire year.
Oh, really?
Throughout the entire season. And we'll get details on that because John Kosis, of course, is going to wind up doing the Fireflies updates for us weekly, coming up at once the season starts up. So
published author,
published author and friend of the show. He follows us on the Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff.
Real wise guy.
Everybody else should too. John, we'll have John Kosis on at some point also. At some point during one of the away stands for the Fireflies, we will also get the president of the Fireflies, Brad.
Are we heading back to Segra Park?
I think that we potentially will
for our third time through.
It'll be our third time at Segra Park to record. We'll record when we'll use lighting this time. I promise. Yeah. Last thing before we wrap up the show, I did want to mention I did see Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining. I see that the critics have taken a pretty good beating to it, but it's not a movie that was done so that it could be, recognized for an Oscar.
No. So it's one of those movies for sure you go into to have fun.
Yeah. It was a fun movie. It had parts that if you were if you were of the type that jump scares and things like that, it had some of that in there
for sure.
I do like these new Ghostbuster movies with all the CGI compared to what they had previously, which was they had to use some green screen technology. They had to use multi-cameral focuses in order to create some of the ghosts and things like that. This is pretty, it's neat seeing the progression of the technology that allows the Ghostbuster movies to take advantage of that. It's really cool to watch.
The OG Busters are in it.
So, yeah.
Are they in it for a good chunk of the movie?
Dan Aykroyd's in it pretty good amount. You have Zedmore, who is played by
Ernie
Hudson. Ernie Hudson's in there a bit. I would say Bill Murray's probably in there for maybe 10 minutes or so.
Oh, really? That's it?
But he's good.
Yeah,
it's entertaining. It's entertaining to have him in there.
I thought from what I was reading from reviews and from what I was seeing in commercials, they make it seem like they're part of the gang the whole time.
Yeah. No, it's not really like that.
You got Paul Rudd. He's mainstay.
Paul Rudd. Yeah. Paul Rudd is the official Ghostbuster. And of course,
Wolf Finhard.
I'll just say this, and I can't remember what her name is, but the girl that plays Egon's granddaughter, I think that they went too far to make her not look pretty.
She is very pretty when she does not look like Egon.
Yeah. And she's, I don't think she's not pretty Egon as the character,
Yeah.
but I feel like
I know
they went too far to try and make her not look as attractive as she is now.
They tried to make her look like Spangler 100%.
I'll just say petty warning. She's only 17.
Yeah.
So we're not being weird, but she is an attractive actor, and I feel like they try to go too far to make her not look attractive.
Yeah. It's basically like Amanda Bynes in She's the Man. Like you're just like, why are you doing it this far?
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, I get exactly what you're saying. The movie does look fun though.
It was.
I think we need a segment where you and I go see a movie and review it.
Yeah, we can do that.
And we illegally record it.
I'll just say it was a good continuation of the story. According to an interview with Jason Reitman and the director, I can't remember his name, but they do have stories in line to continue the Ghostbusters saga. So,
well, we both know
the
what
same crew.
The best Ghostbusters movie was
The first one.
No.
Which one?
The All Woman one with Melissa McCartney.
I'll be completely honest.
It was really good. I liked
it. I thought it was. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was a good movie.
I did too. I loved that one.
And what a great cast they had for it.
I really wish we could have gotten to like one more of those.
And who knows? We might. It's just part of it's part of it's the Ghostbusters extended universe versus the Ghostbusters universe.
Yeah.
Isn't that how DCU is doing it? DCEU?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. They're talking to two guys who's one of our favorite movies is Black Dog. And I love Judge Dredd too, the original.
Black Dog is one of the worst acted movies, but it's one of the most enjoyable movies. If you haven't seen it, you really should.
Patrick Swayze, Meatloaf, Travis Tritt.
Randy Travis.
Randy Travis, not Travis.
You had the guy that played Rock. I can't remember what his name is. Black guy, comedian.
Yeah.
You had the guy that was on Seinfeld that was the spiritual healer.
Yep. He was in there too.
He was an FBI agent or a ATF agent or whatever. Anyway, Black Dog. Check it out. It's great.
It's about semi trucks and running from the law.
And it has one of Randy Travis's greatest songs that I get was just written for the movie, but it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites to listen to because
there's 3 wooden crosses on the right side. That'd be so funny if that
it wasn't 3 wooden crosses. What did I do with my phone? I had it here somewhere. Anyway,
is it Digging Up Bones?
No, it's The Greatest Fear I Have.
Okay.
It's a good song.
I was about to say we can keep going. I know some Randy Travis.
Yeah, I found it. I think it's called I think that's what it's called. If I'm remembering correctly. And of course the good news is it's available on YouTube, so I can play about 10 seconds of it. If I hit the right button and I go find it in my playlist.
I think we all need to keep an eye on Randy Travis.
I agree. He's one of those ones that I sincerely am a little bit afraid that we might lose him at some point.
He was a bit of an asshole when he started drinking though. If y'all haven't seen the video cam footage of him being arrested and being a complete dick, he's like, I know a judge. Like he's hammered with no shirt on the front seat of that squad car.
Oh yeah. So this is it. My greatest fear.
That comes from Black Dog.
Yeah.
Look at Swayze.
What a legend.
Oh, what a legend.
Oh, that was what I was going to say. I saw the new Roadhouse.
You saw it too? All right, we both saw that.
I thought it was fantastic.
Oh my God. Was Conor McGregor not fantastic in it?
He was a cartoon character. He was.
When he comes back and like, cause he always wrecks his cars into the thing.
Cause he drives.
But when he wrecks like the student driver car and he comes back and he walks in with his walkie, he's like, where the fuck is everybody? I lost it. I was howling. There
were some definite plot holes in the movie, though.
Oh yeah, it's a bonehead action movie.
Oh yeah, but it was good. Gyllenhaal was fantastic.
It was.
It was a good remake of what was a decent movie.
It stands on its own as what it is and just pays homage in the right way.
Yeah, check out Roadhouse as well. Also, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he did the perfect Swayze as the original Dalton, where it came to the point where he's in the bar and he just sits there and sips on his Cuban coffee and watches.
Yeah,
and he goes, "Go handle that," and then when it's unhandleable, out of hand,
then he steps in
and he just puts him down.
Yeah,
it's definitely your 80s, 90s kind of action, just modern times.
It was good. It was good. That's kind of like I look forward to the next what's the Stallone the Expendables? I look forward to seeing another Expendables movie.
I don't know if you can. Have you seen Stallone's face?
I look, he was barely in the last Expendables movie. I'm hoping that there will be another one.
He looks like a body you pull from a lake.
The Beekeeper. Did you see The Beekeeper?
I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
I enjoyed it.
The Statham knows what he's doing just as much as
There's an equation. There is an equation.
There is.
And he does that equation every single time.
I'm the beekeeper. I'm the au pair. I'm a nanny.
I'm the garage
Yeah.
work mechanic.
I'm a plumber. I'm your benefit specialist.
That's what we're gonna get is whatever trade job is available. That's what Jason Statham is gonna do his movies on. It's all gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
Somehow his trade job is also recognized as some above the CIA, above the MI6.
I'm the
whatever.
leaf god gutter specialist.
I'm the postal worker.
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
I'm Speaker of the House.
I am excited, however, about some new movies that are coming out. Godzilla Kong, Godzilla X Kong, I guess is what it's called.
Did you watch Monarch?
I did. I thought Monarch was great. Fantastic. That's coming out. It's come. So by the time this episode drops, it's actually out. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to go check that out.
Yes.
That Civil War movie.
It's here again. Yeah.
That looks pretty good. That's on April 12th. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which, by the way, the Planet of the Ape movies, your titles are getting a little long. I mean, if we could figure out how to somehow just say Kingdom of the Apes.
Yeah, but Matt, what's his face that does this? The director who did the better one. He did the Batman, and that's how I knew the Batman's in the right.
Yeah. And the Batman was good. I just feel like it should have been 2 movies.
No.
It was 3 hours long.
It was freaking-tastic.
I couldn't get up at any point during that movie. There was no part where I was confident that I've got 3 minutes. I can go to the bathroom, wash my hands, and come back.
I did it. You totally can.
Well, I don't have to now. I've already seen it.
Just skip washing your hands next time.
Is that what it is? Oh, that's what I got to do. Okay, so Deadpool. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes comes out May 8th. Deadpool and Wolverine comes out July 26th. Before that,
cannot wait.
Yeah, Twisters comes out on July 19th.
Looks pretty good.
I enjoy a good natural disaster movie.
Geostorm. I even liked Geostorm.
What was
Gerard Butler?
The Day After Tomorrow. Awesome. I enjoyed that. That was a Jake Gyllenhaal movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was 18, 19, 20, something like that.
He probably older because he was 18 in Donnie Darko.
He was playing a high school kid.
Student. Yeah. Well, he does have he did.
He's got not after McGregor beat it into him. That was some of those fight scenes were pretty intense.
They were, and
Roadhouse.
Whatever CGI they used to make sure it looks like a punch lands. They did really good.
Yeah. Clearly the lights are flickering because I suspect that they're trying to tell us we're out of time.
I just need more than 3 sandwiches.
That was a line. Conor McGregor was an absolute cartoon character in this movie.
And I don't love him or hate him, and I'm not big into UFC. I enjoy watching it if I could watch it.
Yeah.
But he was funny. He was funny.
Yeah.
Especially the end of it.
This was his first movie?
From what I understand, it was.
Okay. Well,
he was hysterical.
Did you watch the end credits?
Yes, where he's the ape walk, the whole I am such a big dude. No, give me potatoes. That whole walk.
The first time you see Conor McGregor in the movie,
who put those fucking bikes in me way?
He's naked.
Yeah, he is.
And he walks through the crowd. I assume he's in Italy.
On a phone. Yeah, on the phone. Sizing up, like the Terminator. As soon as it started happening, he's just
that was
looking
exactly
at
what I thought of.
Yeah, he's like, well, I like your jacket. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna take it.
It was a good movie.
It was.
It was a good movie.
I cannot hate on it. It was better than Ricky Stenicki.
I fell asleep during Ricky Stenicki.
It had funny moments, but it was just the whole thing was
I enjoyed Ricky Snicky. I like John Cena. But the premise of the movie got to the point where it was just so absurd. If you haven't seen it, the premise of the movie is basically these three guys create a best
Fake friend,
a best friend who does not exist
that they've used for 30 years to get out of things.
Yeah, they use him like they gave him cancer. And then he survived cancer, and then he's this entrepreneur, and he's doing all these things. The
songs were funny.
Yeah. The thing I thought that was funny at the end was how the wife was like, I've known that he didn't exist. Like, why would you not call them on that?
I'd be like, yeah, you're not hanging with your non-existent friend that I've never met.
Yeah, exactly.
No, seriously.
It was it was a little hard to wrap my head around some of it.
And I like Zac Efron. I like Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
I like John Cena.
Yeah.
It just...
You didn't name the black guy.
I've never seen him before.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
I've never seen him before.
I don't know who he is.
I did see Bobby Lee yelling at him like you were the racial cast. Why couldn't I have done it?
I did. That was really good. If you don't listen to Bad Friends podcast,
right.
it's very entertaining. I guess that's gonna do it. You got anything else?
No, I'm happy to be back and hopefully back more. We got some changes coming.
Yeah, our next episode that we release will be 200. I don't know for certain when that will be, because I don't know that it's going to be able to follow this one directly, but we might try and do a shorts episode between now and then as we prepare
for a full 200.
Yeah, for the number 200.
That's a lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes. I've been around since the first one.
I've been here for 4 or 5 years now. 4 years.
Since like in the 50s or 60s, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So
back when we started and we talked like this and we were way back from the microphone.
Calling the baseball games just like this.
I can't believe Shoeless Joe Jackson did that betting.
All right, well, that is going to do it for episode number 199. Thank you, Zach, for being here.
Absolutely.
Links to past episodes, podcast platforms, merchandise, and social media are all available on our website, theallaboutnothing.com. And if you think our financial model of giving away free content and entertainment is silly and you're in the giving mood, why not become an official Nothinger and support the show monthly? That wasn't a comma I inserted. It should have all just flowed.
And you can also support daily, minutely, hourly.
Of course. Yeah, we'll take it.
One lump sum.
Members can get early access to this episode as well as any exclusive content, or you can make a one-time donation through the same link. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can also call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533, or you can email us, theshow@theallaboutnothing.com, or join our Discord server. There are links available at theallaboutnothing.com. That is it. Thank you very much for listening. You all stay safe and
have a week and enjoy 199.
The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by me, Barrett Gruber. Thanks to Cake for our intro music, Sick of You. You can follow everything Cake the Band at cakemusic.com. Thanks to Muff the Producer for our outro music. You can follow Muff on Instagram at Muff the Producer. I am Barrett Gruber. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Barrett Gruber, or visit my Linktree /Barrett Gruber. Want to support the show? Visit our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com, and become a member. There are several tiers available, including memberships that give you early access to episodes as well as exclusive content. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. To find links to our social media, merchandise, and past episodes, visit theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be heard on the show, you can call and leave us a message. Dial 803-672-0533. If the time between these episodes is more than you can handle, check out our partner podcast. Zach and I host What the Pod Was That with Carrie Simmons. Visit whatthepodwasthat.com for links and details. Me takes a deep dive down the rabbit hole in episodes of Welcome to Wonderland. Available on all the podcast platforms. Visit WTWLpod.com for details. As well, you can listen to the political and social conversation between Dr. Jamela Brooks and Bill Kimmler on Black, White, and Blue in the South, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Please subscribe and share this show. If you're on YouTube, please like and hit the notification bell. Thank you for listening. This episode of the All About Nothing podcast is brought to you by Blank Canvas Brand. If you own a business, restaurant, or sports team and you're ready to shake things up with that new, unique image, you need to use Blank Canvas Brand. Blank Canvas specializes in brand identity, including logos and graphics for business cards, flyers, banners, and signs. Blank Canvas offers printing services to help with your clothing needs. Look, when it comes to talent and service, there is no one better. For more information, you can search Facebook for Blank Canvas, or you can email blankcanvas@theallaboutnothing.com. That's BLNKCANVS at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. The preceding podcast is a product of Big Media and copyright 2024, all rights reserved.